So we're now 6 episodes into Andor Season 2, and I'm telling you guys, if this show keeps going the way it's going, it's probably going to be up at the top for best written Star Wars project. I've been very vocal in the past about absolutely hating like the multiple episode a week releases, but this one is just hitting so different. One of my coworkers and I were discussing earlier today how it's kind of like getting a movie every single week. We've had complaints in the past about getting episodes that are less than an hour long, but when you have 3 episodes that equate to about 40 to 50 minutes each, you get kind of a short film every single week. And I'm really bummed out because we only have like 2 weeks left of Andor, but these 2 weeks that we've already had have just been so great. After seeing episodes 4, 5, and 6, which we're talking about in today's video, I'm just blown away. This feels like Star Wars is doing a true adult drama show, and we've got to talk about these new episodes. Before we get started, we're on the road to 3,000 subs, and you, yes you, if you're new to this channel, I would love to have you here. Also, leave your comments down below, because as people know, I read all of them, and I most likely will respond. I have to know what you think about this week's episode or episodes of Andor. So let's go ahead and get started.
I'm Spider-Man.
First, I want to talk about Bix, how she's processing the trauma from not only last week's episode, but from what happened to her in season 1. She was tortured by the Empire. She's now been basically assaulted by the Empire. She's got a lot of trauma built up, and we're seeing her kind of process that trauma in unhealthy ways in this episode with her use of this substance, this medicine that's basically just numbing everything. And seeing the personal toll that the Empire has taken on her has been devastating, but refreshing because it's not just, oh, the Empire are bad, let's move on, let's kill them, whatever. There's depth to it, and there's character work with it. One of my favorite things about these 3 episodes has to be the storyline that they're building up with Dedra and Cyrill on Gorman. We know Dedra's there because she's doing a secret task for the ISB, even though everybody thinks she's been demoted. She's just a part of a secret project. And then we have Cyrill, who's trying so desperately to prove himself and be someone of importance after being fired from his original job. He's so hell-bent on fumbling the plans of the rebels as well as capturing Cassian and Andor, and it makes me really think, like, is the relationship between Dedra and Cyrill like real? They keep it vague enough because there are moments where they kind of get intimate, but it's very brief. But there's also moments where you just see Dedra as this person who's using Cyrill as a pawn. Because again, you have Cyrill who's trying to prove himself as someone of importance, but he's getting played by almost every side. There's even moments in these 3 episodes where Cyrill is trying to pretend to be a rebel and joins the Gorman front. And I could be reaching, but there's like brief moments where I think Cyrill's actually considering what these people are saying in terms of their stories of the Empire and why they want to rebel. But at the end of the day, he's clearly telling this information to Dedra because her whole plan is to cause an insurgency on Gorman so the Empire can take control of it. It's just so well written, and it's something we have not seen ever in terms of the writing in Star Wars television. I mean, you can make an argument that things in the movies reach this level, but in terms of a TV show, it feels very, very episodic. This feels like a show you watch week to week with plots developing over time rather than, oh, big event, new story, big event, new story. The relationship also between Cassian and Bix is here in these 3 episodes, kind of mirroring the opposite of what's going on with Cyrill and Dedra. Cassian is kind of being overprotective of Bix, but not without reason. He's leaving on all these missions. She's not going with him. He's worried about their appearance in public, going to the grocery store and finding something to eat. It's just very personal, and no matter who it is, we feel the effect of the Empire on a personal level. We also have the rebels pretending to work for the Empire and reporting to Luthen, and there's just too much information going around. Luthen even talks about it. What's the next move? What do I do with all of this information? The Empire is also having their own problems with overpopulation and prisons. Stuff that we probably didn't consider prior to this show of what went into the Empire and what went into the rebellion. Characters like Mon Mothma and her whole crew being on Coruscant, being really close to the Empire, but being completely against them. It just seems like everybody's having problems because of one another. Of course, we have the issues with the Empire, but we also have the mainline issues with the rebels trying to overthrow them in secret in front of them. Not to mention Saw Gerrera, who pops up in these 3 episodes, showing the really radical side of the rebellion. I also love the game of cat and mouse and how close everybody's getting to one another without even realizing. I mean, we have Cassian who goes to Gorman pretending to be a fashion designer, and he's like feet away from Cyrill. Cassian is meeting up with the rebels who think that Cyrill is on their team and is going to be an informant for the Empire. I'm just really enjoying the amount of anxiety and tension that there is. I mean, this is just great. I talked about this last week with episodes 1 through 3, honestly, in this situation with 4, 5, and 6, it's doing more of the same in terms of having these different storylines converge at a focal point. And I do think this is really exemplified in the 6th episode, where we have the rebels going up against the Empire, but the Empire actually wants them to do this. They're being watched by Cyrill and Dedra, but we also have this other storyline that's still connected, where you have Krennic, Luthen, and Mon Mothma trying to remove a listening device from the party that they're at. It's one of those really cool situations because there are clearly too many cooks in the kitchen, whether it be the Empire or the Rebellion, to a point where there's going to be a massive fire. We're also only 3 years away from the Battle of Yavin before A New Hope, so I think next week we're going to advance another year. The year time jump was a little jarring at the beginning, but I was able to grab my footing, and now that I know that's kind of going to be the norm until the finale, I'm ready for it. It just makes me think, like, what would this show have been had there been more than just 2 seasons? I'm not mad at it because the quality of season 2 is just so good. I think it's, again, some of the best writing we've seen in Star Wars, at least in terms of television, and I know they're just going to knock the ending out of the park too. The fact that this also leads into Rogue One, which leads into the original trilogy, is just so special. I know I didn't really go heavily into the plot of these 3 episodes, but I more so just wanted to talk about how good this show is so far and how consistent it's been. It's crazy to me that we've watched 6 whole episodes, even though this show has only been releasing for what, 2 weeks now? And in 4 weeks, we'll have 12 whole episodes? I don't know, man, this is just different. I'm really enjoying the 3 episodes per week thing here. And since in this video, I didn't really go into the plot and I more just reviewed the episodes as a whole, give me your thoughts down below on the certain plot elements, things that I missed, things that you noticed, maybe some Easter eggs, how you think it's going to end. Let me know down in the comments, leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, and I will see you all very, very soon.